All right, what nonprofits have you heard of?
Man, this is starting tough. I don't know. I don't like this. Do Mariah.
Okay, wait.
Mariah knows these things.
We're gonna change this. What do you know about nonprofits?
I know that they do good things without getting profits.
Okay.
Hi, Ilham. Can we start with your name, major, year, and age?
Yes, my name is Ilham Abdi. I'm a fourth year majoring in human nutrition on the pre-dentistry track. And what else?
Age?
Oh, I'm 21.
Okay, awesome. So this survey and interview is basically about millennials and nonprofit marketing, and you're a millennial, so like we want to know your feedback for us. So are you involved in any nonprofits currently?
No, so I serve on the board of the Buckeye Serve Advisory Board, so we work with a lot of nonprofits nationally, but it's more in terms of like planning, and then we don't really go on the trips. We do it for students on campus.
Awesome. So I mean, in a sense, like Buckeye Serve Advisory Board is basically a nonprofit too, right? Like you guys don't make a for-profit, right?
No.
Okay. So can you explain how like you got involved in the Buckeye Serve?
Yeah, so my sophomore year, I heard about Buckeye Serve through some people, so I decided to apply for a trip. So I went on a trip. I went to New Jersey, and I did Hurricane Sandy relief. And then my junior year, I decided, hey, I want to be on the board, so I ended up applying. And I also went on another trip where I tutored people who were trying to get their GEDs, and so I thought that I would I wanted to kind of take it a step further and like do the actual planning, since that's one of my strengths.
Wow, that's amazing. So you can you like go into a little like how you heard about Buckeye Serve and like all that stuff?
Yeah, so Buckeye Serve advertises a lot, and so like a lot of people know about it on campus. They have their large events. It's in like a bunch of emails. Like it's just like everyone on campus basically knows about Buckeye Serve, and so like it was basically through word of mouth and social media and just like flyers on campus and just like displays on campus.
Awesome. So how do you like communicate? Like since you're on the advisory board, you have like two perspectives. How do you, as a like before you were on the advisory board, how did Buckeye Serve communicate with you, and how do you currently market and communicate to potential Buckeye Serve attendees?
So initially, after I went on my first trip, they already had my email, and so they would send out emails like, hey, we're taking applications for the advisory board, or spring trip applications are going. So it was just like once they obtained our emails, they would just send constant emails and like keeping us updated on what's going on. And then they have like a Facebook page, and then I followed them on Twitter, and so it was just like through social media and through email, they would keep everyone who was involved in Buckeye Serve in some sort of capacity like up to date on what was going on.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Have a great day.
You're welcome.
All right. Hi, Summer.
Hi, Yusuf.
Can you start off with your major and your year, and how old are you?
I'm an international studies and diplomacy major, and I'm a third year, and I'm 21.
Awesome. All right. So this whole interview and this survey is about millennials and nonprofits. So are you involved in any nonprofits currently?
Yeah, I'm part of Habitat for Humanity, Peace Corps.
Awesome. So how did you get involved in those organizations?
Well, I've always had a passion for like helping others, and I want to be involved with something that can alleviate poverty. So that's why I chose Habitat for Humanity and the Peace Corps, because I love the idea of spreading cultural diplomacy as well as, helping underprivileged and underdeveloped countries.
Awesome. That sounds great. So can you like go a little into how like you like heard about these organizations and how like they reached out to you, or you reached out to them, or like how'd you start like getting involved,
I think that I don't know, I guess I've always just seen them around. Like they've had a lot of like I've seen signs or like online or anything.
So like brand recognition, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
So how do you like get communications with these organizations? Is it primarily through email, text, group me, all that stuff? How do you like keep in touch with them?
All of it. We'll do
all
Facebook, of it? Emails, websites, everything.
All right. And like what would you prefer? Like what is most like,
Probably like direct message, like a text message or email.
Email.
For me.
All right. Cool. All right. Thanks, Summer.
Thank you.
Hi. So Elise, what causes do you care about, and what organizations relate to those causes?
Personally, I care about organizations that care about helping others and serving others, especially groups of people that can't help themselves. So one of the main things I like is criminal justice reform. So that's something I'm really passionate about. But since I'm an undergrad, I haven't had too much experience with nonprofits. So I've gotten myself involved with student organizations like student government that give back to students and serve students and speak for students who can't speak for themselves. So that's what I care about.
And how would you like nonprofits to reach out to you, or what do you think would make them more accessible to millennials?
I think one of the things that I think would help nonprofits reach out to millennials is just social media, using promoted tweets and promoted Instagrams like TFA or Teach for America, that sort of thing. They reach out to people that way. Millennials, we don't like emails, we get too many of those. We don't like letters because we're about saving the environment. So I think just like using the things we use every day, like social media, are the main way to do it.
Questions, Yusuf?
So how do the organizations that you're involved with, how do they reach out to you? Like, do they use emails? Do they use text? Do they use group meets? Like, what do they use, and what do you like about that?
Originally, the organizations that I'm involved with, I got involved with because they had booths and things like that and asked questions. So that's why I got originally attracted to them, and I stay in contact with them through group meets that come directly to my phone and social media. So those are the main ways I get involved with those sort of things. So that's why I like to stay involved.
All right, thank you.
All right, so can we please start with your name?
Ila Pouncey,
And what is your major and year here at Ohio State University?
engineering, and I am a freshman.
All right, so we're going to be talking about how millennials can get more involved in nonprofits. Are you currently involved in any nonprofit work?
I volunteer a little, but nothing specific.
Okay, so you're not like involved as like a committee member like in your community or like, you know, like
I'm involved at
nonprofit.
my mosque.
At your mosque, okay.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that? What do
It's
you
just
exactly
like a youth board, and I just do like all the design and like media specialties, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, cool. So how did you get involved in your mosque?
I volunteered a lot around my community, and then like the youth board called me and like interviewed me, and then I got like accepted into it.
So it was like more of like that personal invitation that got you? Gotcha. So like what made you attracted to your like specific mosque, and like why did you give like so much of your time to it?
I know a lot of people that go to my mosque already, so it's like nice to be involved in my community, and just like they allowed me to do whatever I want, so like the creative aspect of it and like any interests that I had were like used.
Awesome, that's amazing. All right, and how do you stay in contact with your nonprofits, like your mosque, for example? Like
I
through
mean,
email, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat,
we use,
text,
like,
calls, newsletters.
Group chats, I guess,
Group
the
chats.
most. Yeah,
What
and
specific ones?
Group me?
Group me? Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Do you
And,
guys
like,
use email at all?
Yeah, we use Gmail a lot,
Okay.
but like after we had our group chat, it was just easier to communicate.
So you prefer the group chat over
Yeah.
emails? Okay, gotcha. Have you ever heard of Prevent Blindness Ohio or its affiliates?
Nope.
All right. What do you think, just from its name, what do you think that this organization does?
Repeat it.
Prevent Blindness Ohio.
Maybe preventing like I don't know blindness.
Oh, that's a good guess. So yeah, I'm just gonna read you like their mission and like what they do. So PBO is like its acronym, and it serves all 88 Ohio counties, and they provide direct services to more than 800,000 Ohioans annually and educate millions of consumers about what they can do to protect and preserve their precious gift of eyesight. Their goal is to prevent the 50% of vision loss that is needless and helps all Ohioans enjoy good sight for life. Is this an organization that you personally can relate to and possibly seeing yourself get more involved with? Just from that mission.
I'm not sure I relate to it because I don't know anybody with that like specific disability, but I'd love to help out anybody or like any organization that helps out like anyone in need.
So when you think of Prevent Blindness Ohio, you think it's just for blind people?
Yeah.
Okay, actually that's a misconception. So Prevent Blindness Ohio actually like serves anybody like me and you just to get like eye care and eye care tests, like eye examinations, just to make sure that you are like keeping up to date. Like sometimes like you might get some vision loss, and it's important to keep up to that and like get prescribed glasses if need be. So what do you think about that?
For the longest time, I didn't have glasses until I guess 4th grade, and then I realized I really needed glasses, and it took me a while to get my prescription right, I guess. So
All right.
yeah,
Do you
I
think
see the value.
a lot of people underappreciate the whole eye care examinations? Do you think it should be more common, at least a yearly thing?
Yeah, it's also I think expensive to have a pair of glasses, so
Very
I think it's
true.
nice to have that initiative and go out and inform people about
Right.
that.
Do you know anybody personally that's supposed to wear glasses but they just don't wear them when they're supposed to?
Yeah, I have a friend that has the same exact prescription as me, or she can use my glasses a lot, so a lot of times she'll ask to use my glasses when I'm not in class.
Okay, gotcha. And why do you think that she doesn't carry her glasses around?
She says that she doesn't like wearing them, but
Okay.
I feel like she never took the time out to actually go to a specialist and get it checked out and stuff.
Gotcha. All right. So how do you think PBO can be more relatable to you?
What do you mean?
How do you think if you were wanting to get involved in PBO, what could they do to appeal to you?
I think just reach out and
Reach out?
the fact that I haven't heard about it till now.
All right.
Just on social media or just advertise.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, Chris, what causes do you care about, and what sort of organizations work with those causes that you know about and work with?
I'm really concerned with poverty, especially in the inner city, and especially how it relates to education of the youth that live there. One organization I know that deals with that is the West Side Boys and Girls Club. It's an organization where children can go in after school and actually get tutored and help with their homework and be in a positive environment.
And how do you work with this organization, or how do you stay engaged with it? How do they reach out to you?
Well, I volunteered there for a semester a couple years ago for another organization I was in, and now I tend to keep up with them on social media, see what they're up to. Sometimes I might donate money to. Sometimes I'll run charity events and whatnot, and I'll donate to them.
And what makes you reach out to this organization, or what keeps you engaged with them? What draws you to it?
I guess what really draws me to it is that when I see a lot of young children who look like me or remind me of myself, I really want them to have some of the same opportunities that I had. So I think it's really important that these organizations help kids, get in a higher education, get into college, and stay educated and be really successful.
Have you heard of the nonprofit Preventing Blindness Ohio?
No, I have not.
What do you think that they do?
Would they work with? I'm assuming maybe they work with people who have visual disabilities of some kind. Am I a little off there?
Close. It's an organization that works with Ohio to help with eye care and keeping kids and older people, and working on making sure that their eyes are safe, and different preventative measures to make sure that they keep their eyesight prepared.
Oh, okay.
Do you know, would millennials be interested in that, or do you think they care about eyesight that much?
Well, I will say that for a lot of issues, it helps when people kind of have a personal tie or a personal reason. I mean, I would think that a lot of people, the millennials who would care about that kind of a disability will probably be people who have eye issues either in their family or who have friends with that kind of issue. So I think definitely sort of giving millennials sort of a personal reason to kind of get involved in something like that will probably be the best way to attract their attention.
Sounds good. Thanks, Chris.
What you do.
Okay.
What do you know about nonprofits?
So nonprofits that my understanding of nonprofits is that they can be either national or local, and they raise money for certain causes and certain groups and organizations. And they do that through different community events, different national fundraising events, and different campaigns throughout the year.
What organizations do you know and kind of work with or care about?
I interned at the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society last summer, and I was their social media and marketing intern. So they were all about raising money and finding a cure for blood cancers. And through them, I got to do a couple different campaigns, with their major one being the Light the Night Walk, and that happened in October. And then as well as LLS, I also know about the Columbus Speech and Hearing and Starkey Hearing Foundation, and I know those through my sorority, Delta Zeta. There are national philanthropies, and we raise money for those people across the country as well, for Starkey across the world, who have hearing loss, and they pay for cochlear implants to help people with that hearing loss learn and learn how to hear things.
And how did you market out to millennials, or how can nonprofits work with millennials?
I think the most important thing for millennials is definitely reaching out more across more of the digital marketing. So what we did with LLS is we got them all of their all their social media on Hootsuite, and that made all of their marketing a lot more efficient and a lot more effective across those platforms that millennials are using, as well as looking more into local events that attract more of a younger crowd. So one thing that we did also at LLS was a food truck lunch, and all of the proceeds from that food truck lunch went towards LLS, but it was something that was able to draw out more people who are younger and more interested in events such as that. So I think that's what you should keep in mind.
Do you think it's the cause of the organization or the marketing that gets people involved in the nonprofit and their cause?
I think it depends on the person. So I think you're obviously going to get the people who are interested in the cause because they have a personal connection to it. They're automatically going to be at your events and supporting that cause. But then for people who don't necessarily have a personal connection to the causes that those nonprofits have, I think the marketing is important, because if you can get them to an event, you can teach them about the cause and help them learn more about what your cause is, and that's going to continue to bring them back to your events.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll ask. All right. What causes do you care about? Anything going on?
Well, I care about cancer research, and I also care about human rights campaigns and everything. So I do know Relay for Life, the American Cancer Society, obviously. Pelotonia helps out with cancer research. And I'm specifically interested in human rights, so I know Human Rights Watch in New York City. I've visited there a couple times, and they're caring about both domestic human rights and international human rights. They've done a lot with Darfur and how sexual abuse is happening while the Janjaweed is basically murdering all of their citizens. So they're helping out a lot there, and it's one of the best nonprofits, at least in terms of human rights.
And what has drawn you to these organizations? What about them stuck out to you, or how did you know about them?
At least for Human Rights Watch, they have like a really big Twitter following compared to other nonprofits I found. So it was like kind of easy to follow what they're doing. So it's nice to get updates on what they're doing. And also they have a really good website, and it's very clear to follow. So it's nice. It's like an easy way to draw people in if they like the content.
What makes their Twitter easier to follow? What do they post that you enjoy seeing, really?
I like seeing updates on different reports that they're issuing. So they pretty frequently they'll update their Twitter account, and it'll have all different reports from both domestic human rights issues and international. So it's nice because it relates to a lot of the world issues that are going on. So like if you just see something on CNN, it's nice to go to Human Rights Watch to see what they're doing on that issue.
Thank you.